news tonight. President Buhari at the third extraordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of State talks security. 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination holds in 708 centers. And World Malaria Day in focus as Nigeria joins global community to mark the day.
Glad to have you join us on the news at 7 on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam George Jitubo. President Muhammadu Buhari has stressed the necessity for member countries of the Gulf of Guinea Commission to remain alive to their responsibilities by making the organization a pride of place and worthy of the high ideals it was established for. He said the realization of the aspirations of the Commission does not only define what they stand for, but what the region can always collectively achieve. This was at the third extraordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the Gulf of Guinea Commission in Accra, Ghana. And back in Nigeria, the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination begins today with more than 1.5 million candidates registered to sit for it. Olayinka Ojo, who monitored the takeoff in some centers across the FCT, reports.
You will recall that the 2023 UTME mock exercise had few hitches in some centers, prompting the board to reschedule for such centers. It was attributed to the deployment of innovations.
Because those things we wanted to test, we have seen what they were, and we went back and made sure everything worked, and it's working.
Now, having dotted the lines and crossed the T's, it is time to fully put these innovations by JAMB to proper test. A visit to some CBT centers in Abuja where candidates had 2 hours to convince the examiner shows a hitch-free exercise as attested by Obinna Amako, who also participated during the mock exercise.
The only difference is that the mock examination, we didn't start on time, but the main examination was there on time. There were no hitches.
The examination was okay and I finished before time. Cross-checked my work and submitted.
Right now, the software is very okay. Everything is moving smoothly.
Although the exercise was seamless, but a peculiar act of absenteeism was noticed.
The high level of absenteeism, for instance, in a center where you're having 200 candidates, you're having as high as 22 absenteeism. I really don't know what is causing it.
A total of 708 computer-based test centers are participating in this year's UTME exercise, expected to end on May 3rd, 2023, while 18 CBT centers in 9 states were delisted for various infractions. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Chairman Abuja Municipal Area Council, Christopher Zakame Kalangu, has called for calm amidst the violent clash that has left many injured in Gwarimpa district of the FCT. In a statement signed by the Senior Special Assistant, Media and Public Affairs, Kingsley Madaki, the chairman appealed to all residents of the district to remain calm and be law-abiding. He gave the assurance that security agencies are already looking into the situation and that peace will be fully restored. He warned persons against taking the law into their hands and perpetrating any act of violence. The chairman called on traditional religious leaders to always intervene and ensure there is peace within the area. The government, however, condemns in strong terms the unfortunate situation and commiserates with affected citizens and their families and those who lost their property and valuables. He quotes the government as categorically warning citizens against mob action, saying no one will be allowed to conduct themselves in an arbitrary manner. I quote, "There are designated agencies vested with the duty of law enforcement and citizens cannot usurp their roles. Rather, it's the duty of the citizens to report infractions of the law and help to prevent or detect crime. There can be no recourse to self-help. Only constituted authorities and security agencies have the statutory right and the constitutional mandate to enforce compliance to the law. End of quote. And now to health. Malaria, which affects millions of people every day, had been discovered for millennia, but has been hard to eliminate. It is against this backdrop that the 2023 World Malaria Day is themed, Time to Deliver Zero Malaria, Invest, Innovate, Implement. Cecilia Julius tells us more.
According to statistics, approximately half of the world's population in more than 100 tropical and subtropical countries is at risk for malaria, with more than 90% cases and deaths occurring in Africa. Health innovations in the world have over the years fostered the fight against the spread of the disease. How then should malaria be prevented or treated?
We have to approach it in terms of short-term measures and then the long-term measures. In the short-term measures, we can use the basic preventive measures, such as use of the insecticide-treated malaria mosquito nets, use of IPT, that's intermittent preventive treatment in pregnant women and in children under 5 years, use of fumigation, and then, of course, environmental sanitation and all that. But on the long time, the country needs to invest, heavily in measures of vaccine, which is already available now, and then also genetic engineering, which is being used in other countries to make sure that the female mosquitoes don't breed.
According to health experts, with proven tools and methods such as insecticide-treated bed nets and better case management of malaria in children and pregnant women, the rise in cases should reduce.
In the meantime, we should do the needful, which is within our own control as family, individuals, and all that. And then we also need international communities to give, strong support and backing to Nigeria's strategic plans towards achieving zero malaria.
It is therefore clear that in order to deliver zero malaria, there is the urgent need to employ a combination of strategies, innovations, and implement possible solutions to eliminate malaria. Cecilia Julius, Nta News.
Burum, a community of more than 700 years in the FCT, is known for her vast farmland, which the people use for agriculture. Umidin Haliru in this report takes a look at the challenges faced by farmers in the community.
Food remains an essential component of life, with many taking up the vocation of making it available through engagement in farming. Residents of Burum in the FCT are predominantly farmers, a vocation inherited from ancestral parents. In the modern day, however, when farming has been made easy through mechanization, farmers in Burum community are lamenting on the non-availability of mechanized equipment to make life easy. The village head, Idris Salagani, highlights some challenges faced during planting season.
We are appealing to the government so that they should help us with fertilizer. And we are using hand. If they can help us with tractors so that we should not use hand again, and also they should try and give us loan so that they can enable us to farm well.
For the farmers, lack of fertilizer often results in poor yield and harvest.
It's a yam ban in Burum community where some of the farmers store their yams for the planting season.
A middle-aged farmer, Abubakar Garba, laments lack of access to agricultural grants from the federal government, which he says can help farmers in the planting season.
Sometimes, even though we farm yam without use fertilizer, the yam can't produce well. The same thing can't produce well. We have very different type of challenge. Rice, beans, we supposed to have the chemical. Sometimes we don't have money to buy the chemical.
They are appealing to the relevant authorities to come to their aid to ensure they also experience bumper harvest of produce. In Abuja, Ummiddin Haliru, Nta News.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
We now join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
Nigerians have not ceased from showering encomium on the Nigerian Football Federation and the handlers of the Under-17 national team as they are impressed with players that will be paraded by the head coach Nduka Ugbade at the forthcoming AFCON Under-17 tournament in Algeria. Emerging pictures of the Nigerian lads on many social media platforms have continued to elicit reactions and generating positive responses from passionate football fans. Still on football, the Confederation of African Football officially opens the bidding process for the organization of two of its major competitions. These are the CAF Women's Champions League 2023 and the African Nations Championship 2024. In another development, Eyimba, Bayelsa United and Bendel Insurance all have candidates in the running for the Golden Boot Award come the end of 2023 abridged NPFL season, with Obioma Chukwuemeka, Robert Miso and Imadi Uzarenko leading the goals chart. Tokin Scrabble, president of Nigeria Scrabble Federation, Toke Aka, has promised that the body would assemble a formidable team for the African Youth Scrabble Championship as well as the Pan-African Scrabble President's Cup billed to hold in August in Lagos. With Sports Brief, Francisca Bile, Nta News.
And with sports, we end the news in English. Up next, translations. I am Mariam George Jitubo.
Irin tashin hankalin da ke biyo bayan yaƙi babu ruwansa da ko kai wane ne, ƙabilarka ko kuma addininka. Idan yaƙi ya zo, ritsawa ike yi da kowa mai kuɗi ko talaka. An lalata komai, babu sauran abin moriya. Idan aka yi yaƙin basasa a ƙasa, babu wanda ike yin nasara domin kowa sai ya yi asara. A zub da jinin waɗanda ba su ji ba ba su gani ba, a jefa su cikin masifa babu gaira babu dalili, duk a sakamakon yaki. Mu baiwa sojojinmu haɗin kai da goyon baya domin ganin sun yi nasara akan aikinsu. Kada mu sake mu yi wani abin da zai ƙara musu matsala akan wacce suke fuskanta. Babu abin da ya fi tattaunawa daɗi. Kada mu sake mu yi abin da zai rarraba kawunanmu. Za mu fi ƙarfi da daraja a dunkule. Nigeria ƙasa ɗaya ce, al'umma ɗaya. Kasancewar mu al'umma ɗaya shine ƙarfi da daraja a gare mu, kuma shine abin sha'awa a duniya.
Aza ne ba jilo ba ye ba che ba we use ko kwa we wona na iwo abeda no atuko natuko isha ndaje zuma oni ye wago ba ngai yikin tukuda Muhammadu Buhari woku gange kola jin obe shishinu nge gbedokun akin tukuda ya no peye yabwa ye jian no ashiko sopa ba kun ajewi ba dna ba chebona da tantan jimbo na baige aza ba bwa ba pma ba che ba pe obe kwa jin a be gbedokun yi Adamu Sambo wona le sheba we be na bedai wa ngege beweje gbedegun ya ko to bwasun lege aye abe gbedegun ye nu ama aza ba pebe nkwa jin anbo nkoi we dade nu sai mbe jin ye jinche nu ekin Ghana ya ba shi abe awe ba na ba na abegi inyamwa sopa nu ashuko sopa danu ekinye momoi nu amu abi aye pe zanya aya pe yan sanu mba ku ji kwa le ba nu aye pe zan ba adnagman yan ala ya koka enaye ola nka ojo nwa le se ba wo be na bedai wa gan ege aza mba be ka baye nge baye lo ba ka mumuye mba ku ji nko no be le ba na aye pe zan ba adnagman yan nu aye abia mba belen aza be ni million mai kakara na za pe taji ogun atun ayin la ya mumuye ka naye nu amumu kaba mba lo dane eyitie taji ogun taba enchetu ogun nyimo omu yasan ko jin yasan nu ko gan yi gangan lo ko jin yasan nu ko mo azalo boye danu eyitie osayin la mo shi abepe yasan ebe nko yin ama atemi ami nko bo nu ashibeyun Cecilia Julius nwa le sheba we be na bedai wa gange nnaye ekoni jin yin pe nu acheshi aipa omu yasan ebo gbaiza yin bedai wa chige osanu abula mo sadan gbe ye ba jin ba ze awutete oyi ajin ye jie nu nyelenya aikan azare ya tukotu omu yasan ebo mbeda tukoi nge osa nla si nu abaga omu yasan ekwen afun agbayi anya poto nine adajin agbo anya dagobon saisu
Jama'a masu kallo da sauraron mu a daidai wannan lokaci assalamu alaikum barkanmu da warhaka da fatan an kare bikin sallah lafiya ga fasarar labaranmu na yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Shugaban ƙasa Muhammadu Buhari ya bayyana buƙatar haɗakar ƙasashen tattalin arzikin tekun Gini da su kasance masu aiki tukuru domin mayar da ƙungiyar abar alfahari wacce ke aiki akan manufofin da aka kafata. Wakilin fadar shugaban kasa Adamu Sambo ya rawaito mana cewa shugaba Buhari ya kara da cewa kafa kungiyar ba yana nufin matsayinta bane kawai face burin da daukacin kasashen gundumar za su cimma a kodayaushe. Shugaban ya bayyana haka ne a taron gamayyar shugabannin kasashen kungiyar karo na 3 da aka yi a birnin Accra na kasar Ghana. An fara jarabawar tantance waɗanda suka rubuta jarabawar share fagen shiga jami'o'i ta ƙasa yau a faɗin Najeriya. Wakilinmu Olayinka Ojo ya shaida mana cewa a jarabawar ta bana maniyata zama ɗaliban jami'a miliyan 1.5 ne suka rubuta jarabawar a cibiyoyi 708 na jihohin Najeriya gaba ɗaya. A bikin zagayowar ranar zazzabin cizon sauro ta duniya ta bana an bayyana cutar a matsayin wacce ke kama miliyoyin mutane a kowace rana, wadda kauda ita gaba daya ya zama babban kalubale a yau. Wakilar Cecilia Julius ta kawo mana rahoto cewa domin a yi mata rubdugu a murkushe ta aka yi wa bikin na wannan shekarar take da lokaci ya zo na daƙile zazzabin cizon sauro a sa hannun jari bijiro da sabbin hanyoyi da aiki da su wajen ganin bayan cutar. Ƙarshen labaran namu na yau kenan. Allah ya karbi daukacin ibadunmu, barkanmu da sallah sai kuma gobe idan rai ya kai.
Ndewo gị bụ onye ọma na-ekiri anyị n'uhuruchi taa. Ọ bụ Maazị Okwi Francis Dey na-akọ ya bụ akụkọ. Onye isi ala anyị bụ Muhammad Buhari ekwupụtala mkpa ọ dị ka mba niile nke nọ n'okpuru kọmishọn nke Gulf nke Guinea gbaa mbọ mee ihe ha kwesịrị ime iji na-egosi ihe kwuru were hibe ya bụ kọmishọn. Onye nta akụkọ anyị nọ n'ụlọ ọrụ onye isi ala bụ Adam Sambo mere ka amata na ndụmọdụ a so n'okwu Buhari gwara otu a gbakọrọ na mba Ghana ugbu a. Ụlọ akwụkwọ eji abanye mahadum n'ala anyị nke bekee kpọrọ UTME n'ahịa ịchafụ malitere taa n'ime ala anyị gbaa gburugburu. Laike Ojo gagharịrị n'ọtụtụ ebe ụlọ akwụkwọ a ịhụ ka o si malite, kwuru na ụmụ akwụkwọ sonyere na ule a dị 1,500,000 n'ọnụọgụgụ ma bụrụkwa ndị nke nọ n'ogige 700 were lee ya bụ ule. Ọrịa ịba na-emekpa nde kwuru nde mmadụ ahụ n'ụwa gbaa gburugburu ma bụrụkwa ihe rara mmadụ ahụ ikpochapụ ya bụ anwụnta na-ebute ya kpamkpam. Cecilia Julius kwuru na nke a mere isiokwu mmemme ụbọchị ọrịa ịba n'ụwa gbaa gburugburu jiri bụrụ oge eruola mgbe a ga-ekpochapụ ọrịa ịba kpamkpam. Ya mere tinye akụlụba gị, tụpụtakwa atụmatụ ọhụrụ, tinyekwa ya n'ọrụ. Ndewo gị bụ onye ọma kiriri anyị na nke taa, ka ọ dị n'echi mgbe anyị na unu ga-ezutekwa ọzọ n'oge akụkọ ụwa. Ndewo.
Kálẹ̀ o àsìkò dédé wòyí ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín. Bọ́lájí Mátì ni oníròyìn. Ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari níbi ìjókòó ẹ̀kẹta àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó jẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìjọba àgbègbè Gulf tó wáyé ní Accra ní orílẹ̀-èdè Ghana mẹ́nubà ìdí pàtàkì tí gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè tó jẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ní láti dúró gírí nínú ojúṣe wọn láti gbé ẹgbẹ́ náà lárugẹ àti láti jẹ́ kí ó ṣe gbẹ́kẹ̀lé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlànà tí wọ́n fi dá ìgbìmọ̀ ọ̀hún sílẹ̀. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Adamu Sambo ròyìn wípé ààrẹ Buhari sọ bákan náà wípé àṣeyọrí gbogbo kò fi hàn àwọn nǹkan tí ẹgbẹ́ náà dúró fún nìkan bí kò ṣe wípé kí wọ́n pawọ́pọ̀ jagun ọ̀hún torí pé àgbájọwọ́ la fi ń sọ̀yà, ọwọ́ kan kò gbẹ́rù dórí. Ìdánwò ti ọdún yìí láti fi wọlé ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga tí àdàpè rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ UTME ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní òní òde yìí. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Ọláyínká Òjó ròyìn wípé ó lé ní 1.5 mílíọ̀nù àwọn tó forúkọ sílẹ̀ láti kópa nínú ìdánwò náà. Ó ṣe tẹ̀léǹtẹ̀lé ìdánwò náà bí ó ti ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní àwọn ibùjókòó kọ̀ọ̀kan tó yọjú sí lórígun mẹ́rin ìlú Àbújá. Ọ̀kan nínú àwọn tó kópa sọ̀rọ̀, bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni àwọn alábòjútó sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́pọ̀, pàápàá àwọn tó kùnà láti wá kọ ìdánwò. Àrùn ibà tó ń kọlu ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn lóòjọ́ ní orígun mẹ́rin àgbáyé tí wọ́n sì ti rí lọ́jọ́ pípẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n ó le púpọ̀ láti jagunmólú lórí rẹ̀. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Cecilia Julius ròyìn wípé òde òní yìí jẹ́ ọjọ́ tí wọ́n yà sọ́tọ̀ lágbàáyé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ àrùn ibà. Níbi ètò ọ̀hún wọ́n mẹ́nuba bí a ti lè dẹ́kun àrùn yìí tó ń bá gbogbo àgbáyé jà. Dókítà Gassman nínú ọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́nuba ọ̀pọ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ tí àwọn èèyàn lè gbé láti borí àrùn náà. Kì í dùn kó pọ̀ ṣíun ni ọbẹ̀ oge títí ìwòye ọ̀la ní àṣẹ tìdùmarè. Ojúmọ́ rè ni yóò mọ́ wa.